On your choice board today, one of them asks you to create a pattern. This particular question I'm thinking of says multiply by 5, subtract 2, and you can choose any starting point, and you have to have at least 5 terms. So I'm going to do a similar problem to that one, only I won't be doing the exact problem, so you can do that one on your homework. But I'll do one. We'll create a pattern. Let's see. How about we will... sorry, I just had to go grab something. Multiply by 4. Multiply by 4. And instead of subtracting 2, we'll subtract 6. And let's start at 2. All right, so our first term, or the first number in our series pattern here will be 2, and that'll be our first term. And I'm going to put the number it is underneath here so I can keep track of how many we've got in our pattern. So first we'll multiply by 4. So times 4. It means our second term in our pattern will be 8. And then we'll subtract 6 minus 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. That's interesting. We're back to the beginning one. And that will be our third term. And then we will multiply by 4 again. 2 times 4 is 8. This one looks like it's just repeating over and over again. Let's see, and then we would add minus 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. Yeah, we're just going to keep going to 8, 2, 8, 2, 8, 2. Let's see, and that will be our fifth term. It looks like you can see it's just going to keep going the same pattern over and over. Usually it increases or it decreases if it doesn't just repeat itself. But this one, if we just keep going, we'll probably just keep getting the same thing over and over. It's just a repeating pattern like that. Neat. That's kind of fun to get one that does that. Normally you won't. Let's do another one. You can see how the next pattern we do probably will not repeat itself like this. You just never know though when you're creating patterns what you're going to get. On this next one, let's multiply by 3 this time. Multiply by 3, and let's add instead of subtract. How about we'll add 1. And we'll start at 2 again. Start at 2. Okay, so our first term is 2, and it means that in the second number in our pattern, our second term, let's see, we'll multiply by 3. So 2 times 3 is 6, and then add 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. And that'll be our third term, or the third number in our pattern, and then we will multiply by 3 again. 3, that looks like an addition symbol. 7 times 3 is 21, and that'll be our fourth term. And you can see that now we're starting to increase. We're not repeating 2, 6, 7, 21. We're not going to end up repeating like we did on the last one. So plus 1. 22 plus 1 is, or sorry, 21 plus 1 is 22. That's our fifth term. We'll go up just a couple more. Multiply by 3. 22 times 3 is 66. That would be our sixth term. And then our seventh term, 67. We're adding 1 to it, will be like that. And then we could just keep going on, and you might wonder, how far on do you keep going? Well, the pattern really could keep going on forever and ever. But at some point you probably want to stop on your homework. So I'd go to like, 5th, 10th term, something like that. Especially if you choose a big number to multiply or to add by, your pattern will be going up by a lot more, and it'll be getting a lot bigger, which will make it a lot more difficult. So yeah, somewhere in the 5th or the 10th term. But it's fun. You could say, what would be the 10th term if we were to keep going, and you'd have to go find it. This term down here, just for your information, is usually labeled with a variable n. N equals, and then they'll say go to n equals 5, meaning go to the 5th term. Let's do one more, shall we? And some patterns that you see, you might easily look at and be able to recognize the pattern, and some of them are not so obvious. So it just depends on the complexity of it. Let's do a different one. Let's divide by 2 this time instead of multiply. Divide by 2. And we'll add 6. And let's start at 4. Okay, so I'm going to put my pattern along here, and I'll put my first term as 4, and then we'll divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. That's our second term. And then we have to add 6. So 2 plus 6 is 8. That's our third term. And then we'll divide by 2 again. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Huh, that's interesting. We're back to where we started. We'll see if it repeats itself or not. And then we'll add 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. Oh, nope, getting something different. That's our fifth term. And then we'll divide by 2 again. 10 divided by 2 is 5. That's our sixth term. And then we'll add 6. To be 11 for our seventh term. And we'll go one more. And then multiply by, divide by 2. 11 divided by 2, ooh, we're getting into halves now. 11 divided by 2 is 5 1/2. So we'll put 5 1/2. This one's going to start getting tricky if we were to keep going with this one. So that's one that you get. And you might end up starting to get these halves or quarters if you start dividing. We made ours tougher by doing that. So if you want to challenge yourself, you could add a fraction if you wanted, or you could add a decimal. That would be a really good decimal practice if you wanted to do that also. Actually, let's do that. Let's do one more. I want to do one with a decimal. It sounds like fun. Now let's see. Let's multiply. Ooh, let's multiply by a fraction, guys. Multiply by, how about 1/4? And then we'll add, add 1/2, or add 1. We'll do something easy with this one. How about add 2, and then we'll start at, I don't know. Let's start at 4 to make it easy. Okay, we'll see where this goes, because I have no idea. So our first term will be 4. Then we're multiplying by 1/4, which is really like dividing by 4. So times 1/4. 4 times 1/4 is 1. That'll be our second term. And then we're adding 2 to it. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And that'll be our third term. And then we multiply by 1/4, which would be 3/4. That would be our fourth term. And then we add 2 to it. 2 wholes plus 3/4 gives us 2 3/4. Ooh, now it's starting to get tough. We'll do one more. So 1/4 times 2 3/4. So then multiply by whole number first. 2 times 1/4 would be 2/4, also known as 1/2. And 3/4 times 1/4 is going to be 3/16. So I have 1/2 plus 3/16. Like, let's see, 2/4 is really 8/16. I just convert it to common denominators. Plus 3/16 gives us 11/16. Wow, this one's getting tricky fast. So if you really want to test yourself and push yourself to do something with fractions, multiply by a fraction, or add a fraction to it each time. All right, I look forward to seeing your patterns today. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm more than willing to help you if you give me a call or send me an email.